There's a simple question for us this week as we come together in worship. It's directed by our readings. What is Sabbath? It's an easy question that sometimes we think has a very easy answer, and in many ways it does. Sabbath is the day of the week that we come to rest in the Lord, where we come to worship Him. For us on Sunday, we call it a Sabbath as we look to the third commandment. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. We think about coming to church on Sunday. And for the Jews in the Old Testament, Sabbath was the seventh day of the week, Saturday, their time to rest in the Lord. As we think about what it means for that day or for that time in our life, I was directed to our catechism this week. Our catechism is so helpful in instructing us on these simple things. And it talks about the Sabbath being a time for rest, not only physically, but spiritually. Yes, we need the physical rest, but we also need a spiritual rest, and our catechism clarifies it farther as a rest from our continual efforts to justify ourselves before God. Our catechism would continue to speak about a Sabbath being our time in the Word and the promises of God that we can rest in Him. A rest from our need to justify ourselves or our need to do it all. As we think about rest, we look at our lives that are so busy, so involved. There is not enough time for everything. And when we think about pulling back from any part of it, we think it's all going to come tumbling down. Sabbath is about resting from that need to do it all in our life, to acknowledge that God is God in our life, and we are not. We can't do it all, we won't do it all, and we can't do enough even for ourselves. But God has. This Sunday, we're going to be thinking about what true spiritual rest in God means for us as His people. I hope to see you this Sunday. I hope we can rest together and be filled up with the joy and the peace that comes from knowing our Lord Jesus Christ. See you Sunday.